Has anybody here ever read this book? This book, Communicators, I'm 100% certain that this is right. This book will blow your mind. This was one of the most earth-shattering books that I had ever read. It's called Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday. And this is where Ryan Holiday goes through and explains how does the internet pay for itself? How do these media departments generate money? Who's writing all these articles? Why are they writing the titles the way that they are? Why are they fueling outrage? And all of a sudden, so much of the internet became revealed to me. So much of the time that I waste on social media all of a sudden became completely apparent. You guys remember when the corn syrup ad came out, right? About our beer's not made with corn syrup and theirs is, right? And do you know, this is an interesting little fact here. One of the ways when somebody runs a Super Bowl ad, having worked at a large corporation that ran a Super Bowl ad, there are ways to tell how effective was this. Because you're just running it on television. It's essentially like putting a billboard up. So it's like, how do we know people looked it up? How do we know that this had an impact? Well, one of the proxy measures is to say, how many people went to Google and searched your term? How many people went to Wikipedia? The day after the corn syrup ad, do you know how many people? There were like 32 million people that saw that ad. Do you know how many people went to Google to look that up? 800. Nobody looked at that. The general public did not care about that. It wasn't until the farmers became outraged that they started spiking that up and sending all of these people to go say, why are the farmers upset? What are the jokes they're making, right? So you would have had an ad agency that was going to the beer company with their head held in shame, staggering in there to be like, it was a total failure, only 800 people came. But instead, they had a crowd of people shouting about it, which meant you now had international news outlets writing articles about this, and they've all got your beer brand up in the news. It was a giant success. Because what this book will show you is your outrage will be monetized. And this is a game that people are playing, and if you don't understand that that's how they're playing it, then you don't really know how you were being hijacked or why you were being beaten. Now, you get to the end of this book, and you may have the sort of experience that I had, which is at first you're reading this and you're thinking, I could do that. I could spike that, outrage. I could get people really worked up. I could do some of these tricks. But you get to the end, well, I'll let you get to the end. You should definitely check out this book, but I can tell you that I got to the end and I had an almost spooky chill come through my spine. And I really recommend you read this book because it will not only show you how it's being done, but how do you want to interact with the world? Do you want to play the outrage game? That guy, Ryan Holiday, is also on Twitter. I highly recommend following him. I don't know him personally, but he writes a lot about stoicism and discipline. He talks about ideas that can help you get better at getting out into the chaos.